Good morning, everyone. My name is Prateek Kashyap from Section B, roll number 2401151. And the topic of my IEP video assignment is India's trade deficit and dependence on imports. So let's start with it. So did you know that in the fiscal year 2023-24, India's overall trade deficit stood at $78.1 billion. This means we have imported significantly more than we exported. That impacted our economy, employment, and currency value. From crude oil to electronics, our heavy reliance on imports raises critical questions. Why does this imbalance exist, and what steps can we take to address it? Let's delve into the details. So first understand what is a trade deficit. A trade deficit occurs when a country's imports exceed its exports. In simpler terms, we are spending more on foreign goods and services than we are earning from our exports. This gap is often bridged by borrowing or attracting foreign investment, but a persistent trade deficit can weaken our currency and strain the economy. So let's understand, why does India have a trade deficit? There are several factors that contribute to India's trade deficit. We'll break it down one by one. So the first factor is heavy dependence on oil. India imports approximately 85% of its crude oil needs. That made us vulnerable to global oil price fluctuations. Second reason is electronics and machinery imports. In 2023, India's total imports were valued at $672.23 billion, with a significant portion allocated to electronics and machinery. Third factor is gold and precious metals. India is one of the world's largest consumers of gold, importing substantial quantities annually to meet the demand. Now we will understand what is the impact of trade deficit. Okay, so a persistent trade deficit can lead and impact harm the economy in multiple ways. So let's break it down one by one. Number one reason is the currency depreciation. Continuous deficits can weaken the Indian rupee against major currencies, which will make imports even more expensive. Second reason is inflation. Increased import cost can drive up prices of essential goods that will affect the cost of living. Third reason is economic vulnerability. High dependence on imports exposes the economy to global market fluctuations and geopolitical tensions. Now, let's understand, how can India reduce its trade deficit. To mitigate the trade deficit, India can focus on multiple things, and we are breaking it down one by one. The first thing that we can do is boosting domestic manufacturing. Initiatives like Make in India and production linked incentives (PLI) aim to enhance domestic production of electronics, automobiles, and pharmaceuticals, and it will reduce reliance on imports. Expanding renewable energy. Investing in solar and wind energy can decrease our dependence on imported fossil fuels. Enhancing export competitiveness. Strengthening sectors like IT services, textiles, and pharmaceuticals can boost exports. Notably, in the fiscal year 2023-2024, India's services exports were estimated at $776.68 billion, showing a slight growth over the previous fiscal year. Supporting MSMEs. Empowering small businesses can lead to the production of goods domestically, substituting imports and creating employment opportunities. Now, what are the challenges that we can face while implementing these factors? Let's address them. Number one is the infrastructure constraint. Inadequate infrastructure can hinder manufacturing growth and export capabilities. Number two is high production cost. Domestic goods often face higher production costs, affecting their competitiveness in global markets. Number third is technological gaps. Dependence on imports for advanced technologies such as semiconductors remains a significant hurdle. In a In all, India stands at a pivotal juncture where strategic policy reforms, investments in innovation, and a focus on self-reliance can reduce import dependence. We can create jobs, boost our economy, and position India as a formidable player in the global market. Thank you.